All right, y'all, we got a little bit more information about this new Jon Snow series that HBO is developing. It's not a whole lot of new information, but we got some, and this is coming straight from straight from George R. R. Martin himself. So let's get into it. Now, I'm sure that many of you are aware of George R. R. Martin's website. He has this section called Not a Blog, where he posts updates based off of what's going on in his life or whatever, career, all that stuff. So this this post was put out on the 23rd. I'm not going to read all of it because there are other things that don't apply to Game of Thrones and stuff that he wrote about. But I just want to just read a couple paragraphs, get into it, and then we could talk about it for a little bit, and that's it. So just skipping along, he said, yes, there is a Jon Snow show in development. The Hollywood Reporter story was largely correct, and I would expect no less from James Hibberd. I have dealt with a lot of reporters over the last years, and Hibberd is one of the very best and actual journalists who does all the things journalists are supposed to do: getting the facts right, talking to sources, respecting requests for background only and off the record, etc., that most of the clickbait sites never bother with. Our working title for the show is Snow. There are 4 live action successor shows in development at HBO. Word got out about 3 of them some time ago. 10,000 Ships. I'm so excited. I am so excited for that. I cannot wait until we get the first trailer, even the first pictures and shit. I don't know. I just can't wait. Then of course he mentions Sea Snake, then Dunk and Egg. He said, I think some of these were officially announced. In other cases, news leaked out. These things always seem to leak. There are so many people involved: writers, producers, agents, and everyone has assistants. And there's always the guy who runs the Xerox machine, and reporters have sources and people gossip. So he says Snow has been in development almost as long as the other 3. But for whatever reason, it was never announced, and it never leaked until now. And remember when this news first came out, I was like, I don't know why HBO would announce this show at this time unless they're extremely confident that House of the Dragon is going to slay the girls down. But obviously what George is saying is that it leaked. So it wasn't obviously I knew it wasn't an HBO official announcement, but it felt official, coming from the Hollywood Reporter. I guess I need to just use my fucking brain. But I just felt like, I don't know why I automatically assumed HBO was behind it, or HBO's people talked to Hollywood Reporter and they got an exclusive or something like that. But I guess that happened, but not in the way that I thought it did. So he's saying this shit leaked and it's out. So but he said, but yes, it is true. There was not an official announcement from HBO. It was not an official announcement for HBO. So it seems there was another leak. I did an interview with James Hibberd last week for the big House of the Dragon story that Hollywood Reporter is planning. Oh, so I guess we're getting a big story. We getting a big Hollywood Reporter story. I guess it hasn't come out yet. He said he did a long interview. I can't wait to read it. I can't wait to see it as soon as it drops. Hopefully, oh my gosh, as soon as it drops, I hope I see it as soon as it drops. I want to talk about it. Oh, I can't wait. Okay. At the end of the call, he asked a few questions about the spin-offs. He said, is it possible one of the spin-offs is a sequel rather than a prequel? He asked. I answered no comment. Then he asked, is it possible a member of the original cast is attached? And again, I answered no comment, and that was all. But plainly, he found someone more forthcoming than me, who I don't know, and I suspect I never will. A good journalist protects his sources. There's not much more I can tell you until HBO gives a green light. It seems as though Emilia Clarke has already mentioned that Snow was Kit's idea in a recent interview. Let me read you real quick what Emilia Clarke said. Let me pull it up right quick, because she ended up just revealing not a whole lot, but she ended up telling us a little bit about how it all went down. So she was speaking to the BBC, and she says about Kit Harington and the show. She said, he has told me about it, and I know it exists. It's happening. She said, it's been created by Kit as far as I can understand. So he's in it from the ground up. So what you will be watching, hopefully, if it happens, is certified by Kit Harington. So that's what she said. That's why he mentioned that. Back to the article, or back to his post. He said, he continues, and he says, yes, it was Kit Harington who brought the idea to us. I cannot tell you the names of the writers / showrunners since that has not been cleared for release yet, but Kit brought them into his own team, and they are terrific. Various rumors are floating around about my involvement or lack of same. I am involved, just as I am with the Hedge Knight and the Sea Snake and 10,000 Ships and all the animated shows. I know he's tired. I know George is goddamn tired. I know he's fucking tired. Animations, obviously, your entire world is not just the Game of Thrones universe. So you have other shows as well, other books as well. You're writing Winds of Winter. Like, it's just like, I know he's tired. So you said, so he said, Kit's team they visit me here in Santa Fe and worked with me and my own team of brilliant, talented writers / consultants to hammer out the show. All 4 of these successor shows are still in the script stage. Outlines and treatments have been written and approved. Scripts have been written. Notes have been given. Second and third drafts have been written. So far, that's all. This is the way television works. Please note, nothing has been greenlit yet, and there is no guarantee when or if it will be on any of these shows. The likelihood of all 4 series getting on the air, well, I'd love it, but that's not the way it works usually. He said there are all sorts of reasons pilots never get picked up to series, all sorts of reasons scripts never got shot as pilots, all sorts of reasons great treatments never get sent to script. That's the way the business works. I learned that a long time ago during my first go around in television. He said, those shows were just a few of my stillborn children from those years. I mourn them still. This is a new day though. So here is hoping 1 or 2 or 3 or all 4 of the Game of Thrones spin-offs make it to air. That's all I can tell you about Snow just now. If HBO says I can tell you more, I will. So he goes on to talk about other stuff. So I'm just like, what is it given? They're talking about the fact that Kit Harington just like, I guess he sought out his own writers, his own people, his own team, and was just like, hey, I'm bringing them to HBO, and we're about to do what we're about to do. We're about to do what the girls should have did. Now, I'm just okay. Every time that George speaks about, and of course, given like the backlash of the last season of Game of Thrones, like every time George speaks about his new projects, his upcoming projects, shit that's coming out, he always makes sure to highlight, and of course you do, and you want to put your people on, but at the same time, I feel like it's part of the reason why he's just reminding us talented writers, talented people, we workshop this, script after script, second drafts and third drafts, like we're back and forth. I am very involved. He put that shit in both. I am involved, I think one of the reasons, other than making sure, of course, you put your people on, is that he just wants to make sure that people know, like, girl, everybody knows, like, I am going to be involved in this and we ain't finna drop no shit. Now, I still am, I guess what I'm curious about is knowing what the story is going to look like. Like, so far ahead of the books, obviously, if you're working with Kit Harington's team and blah, 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 y'all, consulting each other and bouncing ideas off each other, obviously, we're in better hands than Dan and Dave. It just, in my opinion, we're in better hands than Dan and Dave, right? But still, at the same time, I'm just like, damn, what is the story going to look like? Of course, I talked about it in the last video addressing this, but I'm just like, damn, sis, he done killed my good sis. He over there at the wall, Arya skipping over in some other continent. It's just where are we at, and I think where are we going is what I'm really trying to come up with theories about, but I feel like it's kind of pointless because the shit could go anywhere. And then we're going to need a new enemy. We're going to need a new antagonist. And which is why I'm just like, hire Emilia Clarke back and get her ass up here. Get her ass back up here and make her the villain, since y'all want to make her the villain so bad. Since y'all want Dany to be the villain so bad. But I highly doubt that shit is happening, especially if we already getting House of the Dragon. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna really do no shit like that. But he's a Targaryen too. He's a fucking Targaryen. So I'm like, girl, what battle is he fighting? What's the point? What's going on? It's just somebody let me know. Somebody let me know. But yeah, so that's really the breakdown of what's going on. They basically the biggest things to take away from this is that, of course, George R. R. Martin's involved. The show is real, but it might not, like any other thing in this industry, it might fall through. The pilot might not be given. The girls might not like it. Blah 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 blah. But also that Kit Harington, which I found really interesting, and I'm sure obviously this is the industry. It's not the first time something like this has happened, but I did not expect I just didn't expect to hear that Kit Harington had brought his whole entire team in. Now, let me tell you something, though. I don't blame him. I do not fucking blame him. Because especially, I'm envisioning myself as like being on this last season, right? If I was some famous actor who was on the last season of this shit and just hated the way it was written, hated the way the story went, but still loving the character, still wanting to do something with the character, of course, I'm gonna bring my own team in. Fuck it. After what y'all done did, I'm bringing my own team in, I'm bringing my writers in, I'm bringing my creative team in. We're coming in, we're doing it how I have it envisioned, or at least I'm gonna propose it to HBO or whatever to see what is given, and George R. R. Martin to see what's given. So I don't know. Maybe after that, or maybe that's just how he operates. Maybe it was just a creative thing and he wanted to do it. But what I'm saying is I don't blame him. And if that was the reason why he decided to be like, bitch, I'm bringing my own people, I would not blame him. I would not blame him. Like, girl, after you fuck me over in that season 8, bitch, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm getting every piece of script, every page of script approved, and I'm going to look at all of them, every letter. Okay? So, no, I get it. So, that's it. We just going to have to keep our eyes open and see what exactly is going to be the feel of this show. I'm sure it's going to be, but they said it's been in development for years, for the same amount of time that the other shows were in development. So it's like, oh, and maybe that's why we didn't know about it, because they're like, girl, we got to make sure, because like I said, I thought the timing of the announcement or the revelation was very strange. So maybe that's why. Maybe they were really gonna hold on to it until maybe like it was midway through House, to see what the reception was giving. But the fact that it's something that leaked, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense given the timing, given the fact that they held on to this shit. We didn't know about it. So yeah, I want to know what y'all think about it. Let me know what y'all think about it. And that's it. I will catch you all later.